I wanted to talk about the ADOS in Southern, the African American culture in the United States that really came from the South during slavery. And a lot of people will ask this question: why the Cocoa Black American community is so homophobic, and this and that. Okay, so there's a lawmaker. I don't know how they had. Well, it's West Virginia, so yeah, of course it's the South. The big white man who has, you try not to make fun of someone with a disability, but they got some weird eyes. And when the lady asked him that, and I heard he had made racist stuff before, but he made LGBTQ remarks as well. And he's talking about he could take his daughter to go get a pedicure and see if she can swim, take his son to get hunted, and find out they were both his daughter and son are gay. It was a fine white woman that asked that question. She's a fine white woman too. Anyway, so this big old lawmaker, and the reason why I want folks to understand what you just saw is where Black America homophobia comes from. Y'all keep negating that the fact that we're not pure African, okay? We are part Anglo-Saxon too, okay? And some of us are French and Spanish, like I have roots in Louisiana, still Southern state, but it was a mostly French, Spanish Catholic colony, but they was more relaxed about slavery. As when I say relaxed, as they were people, or free people of color who owned businesses, especially mulattoes, and it was not like the rest of the WASP, the Anglo-Saxon Protestant South. Now, as you know, I am a convert to Catholicism since I was 13, and I left Protestantism, and I was more more suicidal when I was a Protestant. Also, myself was homophobic. I was called faggot and all stuff because I wasn't masculine, but I also said things that were very derogatory, and I'll admit that. But when I became Catholic, of course, same sex, same genital acts between same sex is evil in the Catholic Church eyes, so it's fornication. Remember, you might say the priests and that; those are individuals. But doctrine wise, okay, you have hypocrites in every religion, okay, because even the mostly white, which is mostly Protestant denomination in this country, Southern Baptists, they have some scandals too, and they also mess with boys and girls, and so therefore, it needs to mean are married. Half of these mean are married, okay, so don't go there with me. But when I was learning, you have to not have a partiality in your beliefs, and if you're true to the faith, okay? So I try to stumble. So both homosexual sex and straight sex is not married, meaning outside of marriage, adultery and fornication and pornography, that's sin, okay? It's all put together. It's not separated, okay? In the Protestant church, when I was a Baptist, yes, fornication. Well, I did not know fornication was a sin until I became. I mean, honest, because you had so many competitions in interpretation. And Protestant people get the Bible and make them interpret the Bible based on their personal opinionated feelings. Okay, and that's what causes division in Protestant, different denominations. Thank you. That's why in Catholic, only one church. Either you believe that, or you're not. It's not. You're not even Catholic. You know what I'm saying? It's not other E. You know what I'm saying? So when culturally, because the cultural expectations dictates the doctrines, and I see here, yes, it was frowned upon to have a baby out of wedlock, but at least you're not having sex with the same sex. Do you get what I'm saying? So imagine you've been told that human feelings based on your parents, your family, equals to God feelings. When you found out that it does not equal to God feelings, because we are individuals and humans cannot know what God thinks, and it says in the Bible too that St. Paul says that in Corinthians. So if you're going to attack homosexual sex, people who engage in it, you got to attack the fornicators. I mean, you can't just do that's why Jesus said, who have not sinned, cast the first stone, right? Okay. It's about a sexual sin that one was committing. He told not to sin no more, but just because he told them to sin, don't mean you go still throw stones at her, right? Okay. Let's be balanced now. So the reason why that I brought this up, because as I'm seeing it, and I have a friend, who's in that lifestyle, and I'm banned on Facebook, He referred to me as a fat bastard. That's what the white man said. But the man's from up north. I'm the brother that I know. He's from up north. He lives up north. He don't live in the south. A lot of southern culture got relaxed when African people left the south and went to New York, Chicago, LA, thank you, up north. Because it's not, the southern culture is, the southern, especially the racist and the homophobia, it's not extreme. You got northern places, don't give them sundown towns now, other stuff. But the south, I mean, historically, okay? Up north, like I'm glad that the sister from Dakota, Francine, she mentioned it. They still got up north, sundown, don't go, we call it sundown at this time if you're a black, whatever. However, you hear more of that historically because the South was the main one orchestrating Jim Crow laws. The South was also the main one had slavery. Yeah, the Northern had slavery, but it got rid of slavery. In the South, most folks, and especially since the South had plantations and a lot of grass, okay? I don't see how they were still massacre trying to make us. Let me tell Texas. Well, it's grass here in Texas, but as you get further to the west, it's desert. So I don't know how they're gonna pick cotton. It's weird how they gonna pick cotton. So there's a lot of desert places in the Southwest. So they're trying to manifest destiny. That's why I for DACA. It's weird how they gonna make that the Southwest, the slave states, when half of that got deserts. We gonna be picking cactus, bonitas. I mean, what you. So point is, when it comes to this situation here, the South had the plantations. Yeah, the North was benefiting from it by investing in the Southern plantation, but it mainly was there. I mean, and these people were uneducated. I'm a slave master. Besides the slaves not able to speak proper English and able to read, the slave masters were not educated either. The way they made money was through slavery. I mean, imagine an uneducated person. You had educated people who were stupidly dumb to be racist and abusive and sexist and rapists and stuff and everything else, and murders and thugs who, white Southerners, but you also had the elite being uneducated because the only way they made money was forcing people to make free labor, and they get the credit from the work when they didn't do it. Okay, so you get my point. So that's why the South is very uneducated, and they rely on their churches that make their own interpretation of scripture, like the Southern Baptist Convention, which is guilty of sexual abuse. Okay, yes, that they try to ignore, but they don't focus on the Catholic Church. Okay, so I'm getting high on my coffee that I mixed with matcha tea. Yes, I did. And they said, you mixed the tea and the matcha? Well, I'm sorry, it has matcha in it, so I had to get that fact. So, I have espresso. Yeah, I'm super high right now, okay, on caffeine and matcha. Alright, anyway, let's get back to the subject. So, point is, I put the chama there. What make you happy? Herbal tea. I forgot you said, y'all don't talk about, you gotta mix that in as well. And I put a lot of ginger. Ginger, spring a lot of ginger seeds in it. Yes, I did. So, because I have asthma, so it's still cold. Yes, shocking. In Houston, it's cold. It's been cold and hot and cold. Like the Katy Perry songs is crazy. Usually around this time, people be getting hot because it's summertime. But I guess a Hurricane Harvey effect 2 years ago affect that situation. But anyway, because I put my shorts and sandals on and shirt on. No, it's cold. I gotta put some tennis shoes, some loafers or something, and some long pants, and some jeans and long sleeves and my big jacket and all that. Yeah, 'cause it's cold and it's April. Usually in April, it'll be hot in Houston. Anyway. So, shoes. I'm getting ready for the summer. I want to go somewhere this summer. Yes, I want to go to another country this summer. I ain't trying to say Houston. I don't work every day, but I have some money left, and I can just go take a trip. I'm reading how to get cheap flight. I might go outside or go overseas or something. Yeah, go overseas. I gotta go overseas. Y'all know who say I gotta go overseas, and I don't care who make fun of me. As I'm having fun, okay, it's my way, okay. All right, now, anyway, let's get to the subject. So, point is, yeah, no wonder because that herbal tea that makes you happy. I'm not depressed right now. Anyway. Let's get to the subject. So, point is, when it comes to they rely on their personal religious beliefs as education. Okay, so when you talk about African American people, if they was raised amongst the white ancestor, okay, because we're not pure black, we know what the mixing happened. Their mentality is like that. Do you get my point? And half of these so-called black churches that are Protestant get their ideas from white Protestant Southern, who some of them, half of them, should I say, support the KKK and Trump. So you see why y'all talking about self-hate? You got and talk about religion. This is the word. So the homophobia from white Anglo-Saxon conservative Protestant is infiltrated in the African American community. And a lot of these pastors who make their own interpretation, just like the white ones do, that's the reason why you see that. So I want y'all to get the understanding why that you see this big human form. I'm not saying to condone same-sex gentile behavior. No, I'm not saying that. But just like you don't throw stones at the person who do baby mamas and baby daddies, okay, who cheat on a wife or a husband, then you shouldn't throw stones at this person either. You know, you don't have to engage in a conversation with that person. I never understood this witch hunt to find out who's gay. Well, let me stop. Yes, I do, because you're insecure dudes who think they're acting like a monkey. I'm calling it as the Jar Jar is a monkey. As in savage, like the statements put in their head since slavery, is a man and not being responsible as a man, not being a husband, a father, and taking care of the community. No, they let the penis and be mentally weak, like the Winner syndrome, and physically strong. So that's what comes from. Okay, and so and half those dudes not ten are bisexual or gay anyway, but they using this stereotype to cover it up, since people in the African community are acting just like they white counterparts who are Anglo-Saxon Protestant in the South. Okay, they're cousins, our cousins, because genetically that's our cousins, because we're not pure black. Okay, so understand that's what this idea comes from, and you see that a lot of them come down south after being up north. Now I understand Atlanta got no, not because it's gay capital, because there's a lot of actors and people who have business there, like Candy from Escape. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, even not to bring up R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, and they have business, okay? You know, many people, and last night, you know, her son, well, you know about that situation, leave that alone, because it does relate to Hankerson, you know what I'm saying? But they, you know, they have business down there. A lot of Atlanta folks, Housewives of Needy, acting food down there, okay? Housewives of Atlanta, that's people, okay? They got businesses down there. They Phaedra Park and fraud people. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah, Apollo's wife. Okay, yes. You know, fake. Okay, she can fraud people and still make it up. Because imagine she was in Houston doing that mess, baby. A sister frauding people? Oh, no. You be locked up and they won't let you out, sister, in the Harris County jail. Yes, I don't care how much I ask Southern Bells, a Christian, no. You can fool. See, in the South, here we go about religion. She fooling people. Because I'm watching Jimmy Swagger about how, and I'm glad that not the Hispanic prostitute that was in California, the white one, like she has, she might have some Creole in her, some Indian American, because she's from New Orleans. She was the Deborah, the prostitute. She was saying that Jimmy Swagger, who was an anti-Catholic, by the way, and no different than his cousin Jerry Lewis and R. because the prostitute had said while he was in a hotel, because she was dating a police officer. I watched it late last night about Jimmy Swagger, and she said that he wanted her to do a three-way threesome with another girl. And, this is back in the age, y'all. So here we go. A preacher talking about threesomes, but you preaching against her. Here we go. Now, not only that, she had a picture of her kids in her hotel room that she used to go do her little trick in for her thought game. Okay, and guess what? This dude said, it's the 9-year-old girl developing. When can she come start take pictures? And she said, leave my daughter alone. Jimmy Swagger, yes. I sin my Lord. Yeah, that fool. Okay. Great Balls of Fire. Jerry Lewis, who married his 13-year-old cousin. Yes. His cousin. Okay. Who be singing at the Seven God's church. Yes. it's weird how he taught bad, because I read books about how he's anti-Catholic 20 years ago when I was learning about my Catholic faith again. The real smoking gun about how the Bible relates to the faith that you don't hear about, and some of these priests in the church don't preach. And when I was reading a Catholic apologetic book, one of the priests in Chicago or Indiana area wrote this book. I got Fundamentals in Christianity, Fundamentals in Catholicism. No, that's Carl Keaton. It's another one, okay? And it was a small book, and he talked about how Jimmy Swaggart was doing all these anti-Catholic stuff, and about the priestess scandals in the 80s. But this dude, hold on, listen, y'all. Not only wanted to have a threesome with another prostitute, meaning she bisexual with that woman, which is against God, and him having threesome, and him not having some with his wife only, okay? This dude was trying to ask the prostitutes to get her 9-year-old daughter to get and take pictures of her naked. Baby! This Jimmy Swaggart. I sin my Lord against ya! That fool. So, it's weird how you can talk bad about a church that Jesus founded, okay? Do I have to say Matthew 16? And if you want to the keys of heaven, it goes to the Isaiah 22, 15, 22, about the king house of David, and the father Hebrews of the 21st verse of that, Papa, Pope, Father, Greek, Latin, okay? So they make Peter the first pope. And Peter went to Rome. First Peter chapter 5:13. The church is here. The church is here in Babylon, in the 5:13 of First Peter. And therefore, do we need to clarify that he did build his church in Rockaway? The Assembly of God's Church and Baptist did not come to after 1500s when they started making their own interpretation that Peter warned us about in his second letter, the first chapter 21:20. And 2021 in Second Peter, and which is the first chapter of that, and then the third chapter is 15:17. Come on now. So don't sit here and about twisting scripture. So it's weird how you can attack a church, blind people, distort the Bible verses to make the church look terrible, and talk about sexual scandals, but you cheat on your wife. You not only have, you talk bad about homosexuals. Of course, it's homosexual is wrong. The sex part is wrong, okay? However, you have the right to throw stones. You wanted, you bashed Jim Baker, but hold up, y'all. Jimmy Swaggart wanted to get that woman to have a three-way, meaning her be bisexual with a woman. Do lesbian acts. Okay, so you're a preacher, right? And then you try to see if she could bring her daughter, who was underage, to take pictures naked. Now, okay. And remember, let me as I close on this live because I can't do live until they give me out the strike thing for that Mariah Carey commentary. The truth of the matter is, look at this, y'all. This dude moved to Louisiana because it's a mostly Catholic area. So he can make money. The idea of them attacking a church and making their own church and get folks who don't know their faith is to get money. The reason why these preachers come lauding over, even Jesus said not to laud over in his Gospels, he's talking about the King, Gentiles, and benefit, is to, if folks do not know that that's wrong, even Peter said the first letter in his fifth chapter, 1 to 3. And I ain't perfect, I know this, but lauding over and acting like the 34th Ezekiel when it was a bad prophet, these are wrong behavior, okay? Forcing someone. But those who don't know their faith and they're going to get lost in it, blind, right? They're to take the money and make money off of that. And this dude was making money off of not only being anti-Catholic and Catholics who don't know their faith and folks out the street doing prostitution and everything. Well, of course, except for his thoughts that he was paying. He also was getting that money from non-tax money to make real estate. Instead of donating to the church, it would donate to his own personal assets. Yes. So, I mean, it's late last night. I had somebody told me to look about Jimmy Swaggart, and I'm glad I looked at that, knowing if he's still doing ministry, then you start counseling, like the counsel R. Kelly, and you're talking about Cardi B. Because when I said, wait a minute, this woman, the woman Deborah, I forgot her name, Deborah Murphy, what her name is, and she said that this man tried to not only get three-way, but she had pictures of her kids, and he was trying to ask, is little girl developing so he can take pictures of, really? And he making money off of this ministry, making real estate and property and lying on people, saying some man sexual harassment. For real, some other preacher. This fool was a crazy. So, but this is the point. That's what's leading to the academic community. These pastors, academic community who are Protestant, and not all Protestant, ones who are lost, who are very savage-like, are taking ideas from white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. If you don't have to be Saxon, they're just white, okay? Because there was other tribes in Europe, okay? Celtic and the Aryan. Okay, let's call it is, and you have the Latin. Not the of course we're talking Latin here is mixed race here, but the original Latin is from the Italian and the Romanian and the French, and it's in my bloodline too, and especially Spanish and Portuguese. Okay. But point is, okay, the Roman, we're gonna call it. But truth of the matter is, this dude was really, and so when I'm glad about this that a lot of people, academic people, will donate money to something like this, but they'll get the ideas and then they try to internalize that towards their family, and it causes a lot of problems. As it's a story of scripture, these are structure, as what St. Peter said in that second letter, in the third chapter. Okay, so that's why we have this problem. So. Point is that's all I have to point out. My phone's dying, and I ain't trying to lose the battery. All right, if I do another video, get one with you, y'all. Have a nice day.